Good evening and welcome to the Chris Salcedo Show on Newsmax TV. We found something that Socialist Democrats love more than themselves: foreign countries. Socialist Democrats prove they are the foreigners first party every day. An observation in tonight's preamble. In sharp contrast to President Trump's America First principles, socialists in the Democrat Party, with an intense hatred of the United States, have set our government and our tax dollars on an agenda that puts foreign countries and their citizens first. Some call this an America Last approach. The Salcedo Show calls it the Democrats' Foreigners First agenda. As stated, Democrats harbor an intense hatred of the values championed by traditional Americans. Left-wingers are repulsed by freedom, liberty, and a system where the people rule, not totalitarians in government. This intense hatred of the United States was on full display over the Memorial Day holiday weekend. Our military keeps our constitutional protections in place, you know. Instead of having America's defenders top of mind, the top executives in America were busy looking in the mirror. Both Joe Biden and Kamala Harris made no mention of our troops in their official tweets over the weekend. Biden saying only, quote, "Stay cool this weekend, folks," showing a photo of him getting ice cream. And Kamala Harris tweeting, quote, "Enjoy the long weekend," end quote, featuring a glamour shot of herself. No mention of those who sacrificed everything to protect our blessed land. So absurd was Harris's tweet that the political satire site, the Babylon Bee, lampooned her with the hilarious headline, "Kamala Harris visits tomb of the unknown soldier to tell him to enjoy the long weekend." America just discovered that Joe Biden has, as one of his first acts, being installed in the White House, he killed an investigation into Communist China for their role in creating the pandemic that has killed over 3 million people and destroyed the economies of many nations around the globe. After Biden was caught, he then tried to rewrite history with the help of the biased press by calling for a 90-day investigation into the origins of the China virus. Now, how did Biden's buddies in China respond? Well, the mouthpiece for China's inhuman dictatorial regime announced that China is prepared to go to nuclear war with the United States to prevent the world from learning about, well, the truth about their involvement in the creation of the pandemic. These are the folks who have enriched Hunter Biden. These are the inhuman butchers who socialists have been protecting for over a year. Because of the China virus, many Americans have had their livelihoods destroyed. Many American businesses, not to mention trillions of dollars in wealth, just wiped away. But never fear, the Harris administration is on the job. Here's Kamala pledging to create jobs in foreign countries.
Today, we are launching our call to action for businesses to invest in the Northern Triangle. And that is one of the specific reasons that I've asked these business leaders to join us today. And so this focus includes digital inclusion, everything from digital inclusion to workforce development.
That sounds very detailed. The second highest ranking Socialist Democrat sounds like she is ready to deliver for the voters of the Northern Triangle countries of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Sadly, for the United States, she's a heartbeat away from our Oval Office. If only socialists cared about our own people the way they care about foreign countries, America might be better off. We might have less political strife. In fact, if Socialist Democrats had a mindset that put Americans first, Democrats might find more areas of agreement with the Republican Party. For now, absent a vibrant opposition to them, we the people will have to suffer through Socialist Democrats, hoping and praying for a day when the American government will once again become the servant of the American people.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.